Hello my friends, and welcome to this new episode of self-development. The topic of today's video is going to be more proactive and worry less. Today we are going to look at the advice of Stephen Covey once again in his book The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. Well, that copy is in French, but right here you will see a copy in English. Last time we were talking about how you can manage your time like a tycoon using Stephen Covey's advice. And today we're going to see how you can use those same advice to be more proactive, have more things done during the day, and worry less. Let's dive in. Most people want to achieve a lot of things. They want, for example, to achieve being in a great shape, they want to have great relationships, they want to be awesome at their jobs, or they want to build their own businesses, whatever it is. The thing is that only 3% of the entire population is going to achieve their dreams. Only 3% is going to make it. And there are many authors that study this 3% of the population. And Stephen Covey is one of the most famous ones. Let's see what he has to say. According to Mr. Covey, one of the many reasons why 97% of the people are not going to make it is because they are not proactive enough. When they are completely reactive and they worry a lot about outcomes they have absolutely no power and no control over. But what is worry? Worry is simply the fear that something is not going to go as you planned or as you wish. And as a result, you worry about the consequences of this. You are completely reactive upon the things that will or will not happen in the future. And when you are proactive, you're doing exactly the opposite. You're dropping all those things you have no control over so you can focus completely on the things you can control and get things done finally. And I can tell you from personal experience that when you're completely reactive, you are trapped in your routine. Why? Because you're always solving problems that just appeared. You're always putting out fires, figuratively speaking. And you never have time or energy to actually work on your goals and to be closer to your objectives. So let's see how Stephen Covey advises us to become more proactive. The first step into becoming more proactive is recognizing that there are 3 types of outcomes in life. First, there are the outcomes where you have complete control. Those are the activities that will be defined only by you and your behavior. For example, being in shape depends only on you. It depends on the amount of exercise that you do, the diet you are eating, and so on and so forth. All solo activities depend solely on you and your behavior. So you have complete control over the outcome. At the other end of the spectrum, we have the outcomes you have absolutely no control over. No matter what you do, you're not going to be able to impact or change those things significantly. They can be, for example, the overall economy, political events, international trade deals, or even the weather. I mentioned the weather because there are a lot of people, they let the weather dictate their state. They let the weather dictate how they're going to feel the entire day. How many times do they see people, they say, well, it's raining today, so I'm going to be in a bad mood for the entire day. Or myself, last summer I let the overwhelming heat really dictate my state and put me in a disempowering state. Well, I digress. And right in the middle, we have those activities you have semi-control over. So you can impact the outcome of those activities, but it doesn't depend solely on you. Let's say, for example, the quality of a friendship. Well, to have a great friendship, it takes 2 people. So you can only contribute 50%. You can do whatever you want. You can be the best friend on the planet, put yourself on the best light possible. Well, the other person has to do the rest of the work. And if they don't do it, you will have a low quality friendship. So you see, you have semi-control over it. Or, for example, a job at a company or the security of that job. You have semi-control over it because to not get fired, you can be a great employee, being super productive, being a great asset for the company, but for some reason the economy goes down or whatever happens and the company goes bankrupt, you're going to lose your job. So you see, it does not depend only on you. So these are the 3 ones. These are the 3 outcomes that we are going to see in life. So control, no control at all, and semi-control. Now that you know everything you have to know about the 3 different types of outcome you have in life, it is time to do a very simple exercise that will help you tremendously to become more proactive. You take a pen and a piece of paper and draw a circle. We're going to draw many circles, but this is the first one. And it is called the circle of worry. Those are all the events you worry about, and they will impact your life in a way or another. That may be children, family, health, political affairs, financial stability, the overall economy, climate change, or even nuclear war. I mean, absolutely everything. I want you to put them in that circle of worry. You have now your circle of worry, where you have all types of outcome. It doesn't matter whether you have control over them or not. But now it is time to do another circle. Another circle, and inside of the circle you put a smaller circle. The inner circle, the smaller and inner circle, is called the circle of influence. And there you will put all the activities, all the outcomes you have a control over, 100% control over. As I said before, for example, being in shape, being a good person, etc. And in the outer circle, so the area that is inside the outer circle but outside the inner circle, is still the circle of worry. And there you will put all the activities you have absolutely no control over. You may wonder now, what do I do with all the activities where I have semi-control? Well, you can deconstruct them into small pieces. Let's take the example I took earlier of having a high-quality friendship. Well, you can deconstruct it into two outcomes. The first outcome, where you have control, it is how you behave yourself, if you are a good person, a good friend. And the second part is the behavior of the other person, of your friend. Is he a good friend, a good person? Well, you have no control over that. This is the behavior of another person, absolutely no control over it. So you see, all those activities where you have a semi-control, you can deconstruct them into pieces of complete control and no control at all. If you take the job example I took earlier also, well, you have semi-control on the fact that you have a job or not, but if you deconstruct them, you can see if you are a good employee, if you are a good worker, and if basically the company doesn't go bankrupt or doesn't fire you. So you see there where you have control and where you don't have any control. So you can put them aside. And you have your entire circle of influence and your entire circle of worry. And these two circles, the circles of influence and the circles of worry, are the end of the game when you want to be more proactive. Reactive people have a very small circle of influence compared to the circle of worry. So they spend a lot of time and energy, worry, on things they have absolutely no control over. And proactive people do exactly the opposite. They inflate the circle of influence. The circle of influence compared to the circle of worry becomes bigger and bigger and bigger. So that is, they don't waste any time or energy on things they know they have absolutely no control over, and they get all their attention and focus on things they know they can change, on things they know they can contribute. So from that moment onward, you can stop worrying about your circle of worry and focus on the circle of influence. But I know that is not very easy. That's not easy at all, actually. It's very complicated, to remove a habit that is so ingrained. But whenever you see that you are slipping into the circle of worry, whenever you feel that you are worrying about things you have no control over, remember this quote from Dalai Lama.
Do I look like an egghead?
No, they suit you.
We have a saying in Tibet. If the problem can be solved, there is no use worrying about it. If it can't be solved, worrying will do no good. So stop worrying, Hendrik.
So here we see the wisdom of the Dalai Lama, and that's incredible because when he said that, he was really a keto. And what he's saying basically is that you should focus on your circle of influence, what you have control over, and worry less and think less about your circle of worry. All those things you cannot change and that you have no control over. That's it for the second video about Stephen Covey. Remember, to be more proactive, you have to increase your circle of influence and reduce your circle of worry. As always, I hope you enjoyed this video and learned something from it. If you have a question or a comment you want to share with us, do not hesitate to put it in the comment section below, or you can send it to my email address that is in the description. Also, make sure to hit the subscribe button so you do not miss new videos either about self-development or the Money Talk episodes. And I will see you very soon for the next episode. In the meantime, take care.